Hi, I'm Sherry Carlisle Smith, and today you're going to hear my story and my experience with Miller Piano Specialist. It all started here approximately 8 years ago on this front porch. I was in the music business for several years, and due to circumstances beyond my control, I found myself in a position like a lot of folks. I need another job, but I didn't know exactly what I was going to do or what I was looking for. When I came to Nashville, I wanted to be an entertainer, singer-songwriter, like so many people in Nashville. And I knew when I came here I needed a job to start out with. And I ran into a wonderful place called Claude P. Street Music in Nashville. Met a wonderful man named Andy Smith, manager at the Rivergate location. And I was trained on how to sell pianos, which was not at all what I was here for. In the training that I was given at Claude P. Street, which once again I was not there to sell pianos, I was going to be an entertainer. What they taught me was what comes first is the person who is actually showing the product, the company that is backing the product, and then last but not least, the product. After 7 years with Claude P. Street and striving, I finally got my break, and I did the dream of a life, and I traveled with so many wonderful people, which once again they taught me more about that industry, and I got into the publishing and the writing, and those people I'm so indebted to all of them because they have such fond memories in my mind of what I've become today because of them. 8 years ago, when the circumstances happened that I had to find another job, I didn't even know how to work a computer. Yes, I didn't know how to work a computer. My children, I did everything on long books with my companies. My children got on the internet to help me, and they found a job with a place called Miller Piano Specialist. At that time, the job application was online. And once again, not being computer savvy, I had no idea. So I went the old-fashioned way to the phone book and found their phone number and called and talked to a wonderful man named Ross Miller. Ross then, after our conversation, had decided possibly an interview should be set up, and we did. And I was probably the worst person he could have ever had come in to interview, because first thing I sat down and I said, I don't know if I'm what you're looking for. I don't know if I can do this. I've been in the music business. All I know is you're a mom and pop, and I love that, and you have Yamaha pianos. After a couple of days, I got another call, had another interview with his lovely wife, Sylvia Miller. And then I received the call, we would like for you to come to work for us. I was doing some translations for Rutherford County School Department at the time, and he said, can you come Monday? This was Friday. I said, no. And I thought, okay, once again, I have just messed up a great interview, probably position, something I need. And he said, okay. And I said, I have to give these people 2 weeks notice. That is the way I was brought up. That is the way you handle things. And he said, fine, we'll see you in 2 weeks. My first few days at Miller, I met the wonderful Miller piano family and their children. It was a wonderful atmosphere, but the first thing they gave me was a desk and a computer. With the computer came things like programs, how to take care of your leads, internet, the introduction of the web, but I wasn't worried. I had my note card box, and I had my binders, and I kept them all in the right drawer, which made everyone laugh a lot. I fought the system. That's always been one of my problems, is if it ain't broke, don't fix it, keep going. But little by little, I saw the growth of the internet, and I saw how everyone's business had changed. Life had changed, and it always changes. And if we don't grow with it, we die. I had always been familiar with Yamaha, being Yamaha instrument owners, especially Clavinova and the disc clavier from Claude P. Street days, but I saw the technology grow. I had the introduction to the wonderful world of Pearl River pianos. And later, yes, I got to go to China and actually see this wonderful manufacturer and what they do. Relationships are a big part of anything today, whether it's personal or business. I found with the growth of the internet, it also was the growth of relationships between companies and organizations and a tight-knit family of the town you're in to work together to give that town the growth it needs. At Miller Piano, I went from location 1 to a change in the location and mall. We were in the strip mall to a temporary location to finally our home at 650 Fraser Drive in Franklin, Tennessee. So to the woman who didn't know 8 years ago if she could take on this job, but knew she needed a job and loved what the job had to offer, is now General Sales Manager and work promotions for Miller Piano Specialist. With that title becomes responsibility. Responsibility now means that the growth of anyone's business, especially ours, depends on social media. It depends on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, web generation. People want to be educated. And a big part of what we do and how the business has changed is education. People don't walk in your door anymore and say, I want a square TV, or I want a brown tall piano, or I want a long black piano. Today, they educate themselves through the internet, and we help educate them through the internet. So when they walk in the door, we sit down and we actually see what piano is going to fit the needs of their home, not just the tall brown one or the long black one. I feel also that co-oping in your community is a very big thing. The outreach program, I like to call it. Outreach is where your business or your relationship and our relationship cross paths, and we work together and help each other for a common cause for the community. Whether it be for an event, whether it be for two businesses, open houses, school functions, or it could be for your 501c3, like we support Faces of H&C Head and Neck Cancer with Deborah Sheridan. The most important thing, and to give you a great example, was I went and bought some furniture. When I walked in, as a person that works in sales, the last thing you want to do is go shopping. But when I walked in, my experience with a very young salesperson was very good. He took my objections. He worked with my objections. He tried to find what I needed. So that experience will help me and help him, because I'm going to tell my friends about it. So we want your experience, whether you buy from Miller Piano Specialist or not, to be good. We want you to feel at home, have that cup of coffee. If you're a musician, they love to come and hang out and visit with us, play the wonderful pianos we have. But your experience of being in our home, Miller Piano Specialist, and trust me, it is our home most of the time because we live there. We want you to feel like it's your home away from home too. Thank you for sharing a little time at my home and where my experience with Miller Piano started. I hope you'll come and join us and come and see us, because we like to call ourselves the fun place to be, because if you're not having fun at what you do, you need to find a different occupation. I can tell you that right now. 650 Fraser Drive, Franklin, Tennessee, Miller Piano Specialist, the fun place to be and the fun place to have the perfect experience.